Welcome to CBR. Rocket Raccoon is the brains of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and his future in the MCU may involve Doctor Doom. If you want to understand why, stick around because we are deep diving into Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon's first appearance is a topic of debate among fans. Some argue that he debuted in Marvel Preview number 7, published in 1976. There is a raccoon character called Rocky in that story that highly resembles Rocket Raccoon. However, Rocky could also be an alternate version of Rocket Raccoon or one of his descendants from another timeline. The Sword in the Star saga, in which this 1976 story fits into, takes place on Earth 7614, which is 10,000 years in the future in relation to Earth 616. Another indication that Rocky is not exactly Rocket Raccoon is the fact that the protagonist, Prince Wayfinder, meets him in the mysterious planet full of forests known as Witchworld. But when Rocket Raccoon officially debuts, he comes from Half-World. At the same time, Rocky could also be an alias he uses after time traveling. Anyway, there is no clear answer to the mystery behind this specific continuity detail. We can only speculate. A little known fact is that Rocket Raccoon's creation was influenced by the Beatles' song Rocky Raccoon from the White Album, released in 1968. The song tells the story of a cowboy-like character trying to save his girlfriend, which mirrors Rocket's adventures in his first appearances in Marvel Comics. Another Beatles reference that came with Rocket Raccoon is the character Walrus, which is a nod to the song I Am the Walrus from the album Magical Mystery Tour, released in 1967. But back to the discussion around when the character called Rocket Raccoon debuted. Most fans agree that it happened in The Incredible Hulk number 271, published in 1982. In this issue, the Hulk goes to Half-World and helps Rocket Raccoon and his friends to fight the villainous robot Robo-Mower. Half-World is a planet inhabited by advanced AI machines and enhanced animals who behave like humans, and humans who behave incoherently. In 1985, Rocket Raccoon got his first solo comic series with a 4-issue run, in which his origin story was expanded. Long ago, the Shrinks, a group of an unidentified humanoid alien species that acted similarly to Earth's psychiatrists, settled on a planet in the Keystone Quadrant star system that was called the Half-World. They used the planet to build an interplanetary asylum, sending mentally ill patients there while conducting experiments to try and cure their afflictions. The patients were called the Loonies, and this division between Shrinks and Loonies is what the social division of Half-World looked like at first. To maintain the patients' well-being, the Shrinks used robots to help them run Half-World, and animals for companionship and animal-assisted therapy. However, when funding for the project ran out, the Shrinks abandoned the planet, leaving the Loonies, the robots, and the animals behind to fend for themselves. Exposure to radiation from a nearby nova accelerated the robots' intelligence, allowing them to experiment on the animals of Half-World, granting them human-like cognitive abilities. Rocket Raccoon is explained to be a genetically and cybernetically enhanced raccoon, one of many test subjects to the intelligent robots in his home planet. Rocket Raccoon, his love interest Lila Otter, and his friend Walrus battled against the two major corrupt companies, fighting for control of Half-World. The series ends with Half-World liberated and the local Keystone Quadrant finally open to the galaxy. Rocket was at the forefront of the forces that successfully ended the conflict. He saved Lila and helped restore peace. In Annihilation Conquest, Prologue number 1, Rocket Raccoon then met Peter Quill and Groot during the Annihilation Conquest event, a major Marvel arc for the narrative set in space. He was recruited by Star-Lord during the Phalanx invasion orchestrated by Ultron. This was when Rocket's genius began to shine on the larger stage, as he helped the team using his knowledge of intergalactic technology and weaponry to their advantage. His dynamic with Groot, who is a sentient, tree-like alien, became a defining feature of his character since Annihilation, leading to one of the most iconic friendships in Marvel Comics. Their relationship is often portrayed as complementary, with Rocket's short temper balancing out Groot's friendly and calm personality. Rocket officially joined the second iteration of the Guardians of the Galaxy in the 2008 Guardians of the Galaxy series, alongside Star-Lord, Mantis, Groot, Bug, Gamora, Drax, Quasar, and Adam Warlock. The original roster of the Guardians of the Galaxy was completely different. The first Guardians debuted in 1969 in Marvel Superheroes number 18. They were heroes from different planets in the solar system who banded together to fight for the survival of their homeworlds. And in the 2008 series, the new team actually meets Vance Astro, one of the members of the original Guardians. The encounter with a time-displaced Major Victory inspires them to adopt the name he mentions when he introduces himself. The new Guardians of the Galaxy were created to stop galactic threats and wars before they escalated as a proactive measure in the aftermath of the Annihilation Wars. Rocket's natural leadership and resourcefulness quickly made him one of the team's most valuable members. He lived many adventures as a member of the team, including the 2013 Infinity event, in which they fight Thanos' army while the multiverse collapses due to incursions in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, Number 9 from 2013. Despite his confident and sarcastic exterior, Rocket struggled with survivor's guilt and the trauma of leaving Half-World. In the 2014 Rocket Raccoon series by Scotty Young, his past caught up to him when he was accused of a crime he did not commit. This second solo series of Rocket Raccoon explored his internal conflict, while maintaining a sense of humor unique to Rocket Raccoon stories. Another highlight of his trajectory in comics is when Rocket became the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy in 2015, when Star-Lord stepped down. Peter Quill abandoned the Guardians and his role as Star-Lord to be Emperor of the Spartax, and Kitty Pryde became Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4, Number 1 from 2015. Not to mention how he made cameos in several different Marvel Comics series throughout the years. Infinity Wars in 2018 was yet another major event Rocket Raccoon appeared in. Then, in the 2019 Guardians of the Galaxy comics by Donny Cates, Rocket faced a new challenge, and perhaps his biggest yet. His cybernetic enhancements were failing, and he was dying. He temporarily left the Guardians and went into isolation in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 5, Number 7, unwilling to be a burden. Although he came close to dying in this story, he later rejoins the team in a custom-built mech suit to help take down the Universal Church of Truth, proving his resilience and commitment in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 5, 8-11. Despite being a small guy, Rocket Raccoon possesses an impressive set of skills and enhancements that make him one of the most formidable warriors in the galaxy. A combination of genetic and cybernetic enhancements, plus his natural raccoon traits, contribute to his effectiveness in combat, strategy, and survival. Rocket retains many of the heightened senses of his Earth Raccoon genetics, including heightened senses that allow him to hear or smell anything from a long distance, and also see fairly well in low light. His agility and reflexes far exceed those of a normal raccoon or human. His cybernetically enhanced skeletal structure not only makes him more durable, but also grants him a high level of flexibility and mobility. Rocket's genetic modifications also gave him enhanced strength. Though much smaller than most of his opponents, he can carry and wield oversized weaponry and fight much bigger enemies. He has been seen physically overpowering characters many times his size. But what is arguably Rocket's most invaluable trait is his extraordinary intelligence. His brain has been genetically enhanced, making him more intelligent than some of the most advanced species in the galaxy. He comes up with battle strategies in an instant in high-stakes situations, which makes him an essential member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket is also a master engineer and weapons specialist. He has an innate ability to construct and modify high-powered artillery, explosives, and other advanced weaponry. His knowledge of intergalactic technology allows him to pilot a variety of spacecraft, repair complex machinery, quickly learn how to use any kind of firearm from anywhere in the cosmos, and create powerful gadgets that give him an edge in combat. His knack for scavenging and assembling weapons from seemingly unrelated parts makes him a resourceful and unpredictable opponent. Perhaps Rocket's most unusual skill is his ability to understand Groot's speech. While most beings can only hear Groot repeatedly say, "I am Groot," Rocket somehow comprehends the nuances of his particular language and translates what he says to others constantly. The origin of this ability is a mystery in Marvel Comics, but it highlights Rocket's deep connection to his best friend. Now, here's where the character's evolution in the comics becomes even more interesting. What many fans may not be aware of about Rocket Raccoon is that Dr. Doom is an enemy who becomes somewhat of a friend to him. They have a long history of crossing paths and even crossing minds. Wait, we'll explain. In the chaos that ensues after the Guardians are attacked by Dr. Doom in the 2021 Guardians of the Galaxy comics, the Latvian leader and Rocket Raccoon temporarily switch bodies in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 6, number 14 from 2021. Dr. Doom is known for his genius-level intellect and mastery of both technology and sorcery, posing a unique challenge for the Guardians of the Galaxy. But unlike most adversaries, Doom respects Rocket's intelligence and ingenuity, seeing him as a strong opponent and creating a compelling rivalry between them. In Dr. Doom and Rocket Raccoon number 1 from 2025, Dr. Doom invites Rocket to Latveria and asks for his help to understand the purpose of the universe. Doom says that when they switched bodies, he realized just how incredibly intelligent Rocket was, to the point of being his intellectual equal, and most likely the only being in the universe capable of helping him in an impossible mission. A Dr. Doom and Rocket Raccoon one-shot has been recently released in 2025. In 13 Days of Doom, Doom has become Earth's Sorcerer Supreme. In the 13 days Rocket spent with Doom, the two traveled back in time to before time had been created. There, their time-traveling ship was boarded by a humanoid being who was the essence of life as a blank slate. The being touched the piece of Doom's soul that powered the time ship and then expanded, giving birth to a universe fueled by Doom's desire to understand existence. The story concluded with Rocket and Doom realizing that the purpose of the universe is to understand the purpose of the universe. When the question is answered, everything is reborn. This means that now the universe was reshaped in Doom's image. Now that we have discussed Rocket's past in comics, let's get into his MCU journey. He was introduced in the MCU in the 2014 movie Guardians of the Galaxy, voiced by Bradley Cooper. This version retained his personality and deep-rooted emotional wounds from the comics. Rocket, alongside his best friend Groot, worked as a bounty hunter before being drawn into a conflict over the orb. Rocket grew into a key asset of the Guardians, forming bonds with Star-Lord and the other members of the team. But in the 2017 sequel Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Rocket's arc centered around his struggle with trust and belonging. His abrasive personality led to conflicts, but he ultimately learned to embrace his family. His relationship with Yondu Udonta was a major focus, as Yondu saw himself in Rocket since both were abandoned and mistreated, leading them to push others away. In the 2018 movie Infinity War, Rocket was the only surviving member of the Guardians of the Galaxy after Thanos' snap. Then, in 2019's Avengers Endgame, Rocket became a key figure in the time heist and the battle to undo the snap. He worked with the Avengers for 5 years, helping bring in Thor, time-traveling to retrieve the Reality Stone, and building the Nano Gauntlet with Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. The film reinforced Rocket's transformation from a loner to more than a Guardian, a member of the Avengers as well. Then Rocket and the Guardians made a cameo in the 2022 movie Thor: Love and Thunder. He also appears in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, though the film mainly focuses on Mantis, Drax, Star-Lord, and Kevin Bacon. But with the upcoming introduction of Dr. Doom into the MCU, Rocket's future in the franchise just might have something to do with him. As the MCU transitions into its next phase, Rocket's leadership role in the Guardians opens the door for him to play a crucial role in cosmic conflicts featuring Doom. We already know Doom has a prominent role in the upcoming Secret Wars event in the MCU. With Robert Downey Jr. heavily featured in all promotional material for Avengers Doomsday, the Secret Wars prologue currently in production, and this prominence for Doom most likely means that Secret Wars will end with Doom acting as God Emperor of the world. That's not exactly Doom's role in the 2025 one-shot he has with Rocket Raccoon in Marvel Comics, but he is in a fairly similar position, to the point where the concept of a universe created in Doom's image can definitely be intertwined with Secret Wars. While Bradley Cooper was not listed among the cast in the Avengers Doomsday cast reveal, Rocket could still hold a prominent role in Avengers Secret Wars and tie in with the plot of a Doom-controlled universe. A universe born out of Doom's soul could be the direction in which the MCU takes Battleworld, where the Secret Wars event reaches its climax. But another direction could be making the new Earth 616, reconstructed after the end of Secret Wars, this Doom-inspired reality. If or when that happens, Rocket Raccoon should be at the forefront of events as someone who Doom respects and develops a bond with. If the MCU follows the trajectory of the comics, we may see an unlikely alliance between Rocket and Doom after they initially clash as enemies. Now that we have analyzed the origins, abilities, and secrets of Rocket Raccoon, his MCU storyline is not so different from his comics counterparts. But what lies beyond that? we can't tell. The MCU constantly rewrites the source material into completely new relations and timelines. For now, we can only theorize about Rocket's future. What would you like for Rocket Raccoon's future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Do you think the Guardians of the Galaxy will be a part of the Secret Wars event? Should Rocket and Doctor Doom meet? Let's discuss in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.